Hello and welcome back to Storytime at Nana's house. So good to have you here once again. The book I want to share right now is from Scooby Doo, and this is called Mummies at the Mall. Ooh, it's kind of spooky. Well, not really, but this is a great book, and it's published by my friends over at Bendon who give me permission to share with you now. So here we go. The Cooksville Mall was packed. Scooby Doo, Shaggy, and the gang stood in a crowd of people. "Let's figure out what we want to do," said Shaggy, "before we get squeezed any tighter." All at once, the crowd moved through a set of doors. "Oh," said Daphne, "we're in front of the movie theater." "The movie must be about ready to start," said Velma. Fred nodded. "We should go." Shaggy pointed to the movie poster. "Mummies on the Loose is playing," he shivered. "Like, we'll catch you later. Scoob and I will find something else to do." Ooh, sounds like a spooky movie, doesn't it? Shaggy and Scooby stopped in a pet store. Two dogs were being groomed. "Care for a day of beauty?" Shaggy asked Scooby. Scooby shook his head. "Whoa, Ray!" No Brazilian blowouts for Scooby, rather. Next, they went to a store called Snooze City. Shaggy and Scooby gazed at the cozy beds, soft pillows, and thick blankets. Scooby yawned. Shaggy stretched. 40 winks sounds pretty good to me. What do you think, good buddy? Naps can be very good. "What, buddy?" Shaggy whirled around. Scooby wasn't there? Then Shaggy spotted him. He had run outside. He was seated in front of a giant hot dog. "Hey, that's just a guy in a costume," said Shaggy. The hot dog guy handed Shaggy a flyer. "All-you-can-eat day at Cooksville Mall," Shaggy said. "Go to any restaurant, eat till you're stuffed. All for one price." "First stop, Big Burger," Shaggy shouted, leading Scooby into a restaurant. The hours passed, burger by burger. Finally, Scooby and Shaggy came out. Scooby patted his belly. "Had enough?" Shaggy asked. "Well, just in case, I stashed some burgers in my pockets." Next came Hot Dog Hut, then Sausage Stack. Each time it was the same. The friends stuffed themselves. Then Shaggy stuffed his pockets. Finally, they waddled out of the barbecue pit. "That mummy movie will be over soon," Shaggy said to Scooby. "Let's go meet the gang." All at once, shouts rang through the mall. Heavy footsteps echoed all around. Thud, thud, thud! They grew louder and louder. Scooby's ears quivered. "Hey, relax, good buddy," Shaggy laughed. "Look, it's just the hot dog guy." But something was behind him. Two somethings wrapped in bandages. "Mummies!" yelled Scooby. "Mummies!" "Zoinks!" yelled Shaggy. "Run!" The chase was on. Past the restaurants, past Snooze City. There were pillows everywhere. "The mummies must have torn this place up," said Shaggy. Shaggy pointed to a sports store. "Let's hide in there." The buddies ran inside. They twisted around to check out for the mummies. Crash! They slammed into a huge pile of tennis balls. Balls rolled everywhere. Shaggy and Scooby couldn't run. They couldn't even stand. Ooh. The mummies were coming closer. Finally, Shaggy and Scooby grabbed tennis rackets. "Service!" shouted Shaggy as they swung at balls and cleared a path. "Now let's go!" "Quick!" Shaggy called to Scooby. "In here!" They raced into Cooksville clothes. They slipped into big coats and floppy hats. "Great disguise," said Shaggy. "The mummies will never find us now." "Thud, thud, rakes!" Scooby cried. The mummies were smarter than they thought. They were coming toward them. Shaggy and Scooby sped out the door. "There's the gang," said Shaggy. Scooby jumped in Daphne's arms. "Excuse me, sir," said Daphne. "Can I help you?" Maybe she didn't recognize him. "You can help us," said Shaggy. He and Scooby whipped off their disguises. "What's going on?" asked Fred. In a flash, Shaggy explained about the mummies, how they made a mess at the pet store and Snooze City, how they chased the hot dog guy, and now we're chasing them. Said Velma, thinking it over. Then Fred wrinkled his nose. "What's that smell?" he asked. Shaggy pulled out hamburgers and hot dogs from his pockets. "Leftovers." Just then a pet store worker ran over. "Have you seen King and Queen?" he asked. "Two of our dogs disappeared." "Oh no!" wailed Shaggy. "The mummies got them." Thud, thud. "And here they come! For us!" Velma stepped in between Shaggy, Scooby, and the mummies. She held up her hand. "Stay!" The mummies stopped. "Wow," said Shaggy. "Those mummies are good listeners." "They're not mummies," Velma said. "They're King and Queen. I think they're hungry. They must have thought the hot dog guy was a real hot dog, and the two of you smell like, well," she pointed to their food, "like lunch." So silly. Oh my goodness. "But they sure look like mummies," Shaggy said. Velma put off the bandages. "These are sheets. They must have run into Snooze City and gotten wrapped up while they were making a mess." "Poor things," said Daphne. Shaggy looked at Scooby and shrugged. Then he gave the dogs all the food. "There goes our snack," he sighed. "But I'm not afraid of mummies anymore." "Hey, Scoob, how about we get some popcorn?" "Scooby Doo," he said. And that's the end. Da-da-da. Oh my goodness, what a silly, silly book. But Nana really enjoys Scooby Doo. Because usually at the end, it's not what they think in those costumes. It's actually someone just in disguise to scare them. But those dogs weren't trying to scare them. They were just chasing after some lunch. It is time for me to go, my friends. But before I do, I want to encourage you to continue letting your light shine by being kind. Until next time, take care of yourselves. God bless you. And always, always, always remember, this Nana right here loves you. Take care.